You know what, I'm just going to say it. Carlton should have won last night, and this is exactly why they should have won. The effort was there. The intent was there. Sometimes they made really good decisions. They had all the momentum in the last quarter, and they just fell away in just critical key moments. We're going to have a look at a couple of those things. But if you are here, please subscribe. We break down vision of all of the important games, all the important moments. That's it. Let's just get straight into it. So, the first thing I want to focus on about Carlton is the effort that they had. And it wasn't just the effort from the older players like we're seeing at Richmond with Vlosten and Broad and McIntosh and players like that. It was the effort, it was the intent from the younger players. So we got 11 minutes left. Pretty much no one thought that Carlton were going to be in this game in the last quarter. Bang! Look at this. Take on two. Don't allow Gold Coast to get any ascendancy. Look at it. This is all of the young players using their body. Jesse Motlop, I've never seen him play a game like he did in that last quarter. Bailey getting the handball out. Cooper Lord. Now, I probably think you should have given the handball out to Hewitt in this situation, but the willingness to take on the tackler, the ability to hear the call, and then the next one, get the ball moving forward, trust your contest, trust your defense, and bang, you get a scrub. It's a shot on goal. It's a scrubber shot on goal, but the effort to not allow Gold Coast to transition out of that contest, that was all of the young players for Carlton. That is the effort that gets you in games. That is the effort that Carlton fans will be looking back and going, we're almost there. We're almost there. There is some signs of hope here, but the issue is when you just fall into bad habits, you cannot win. And when we're talking about Carlton and we're talking about bad habits, there is only one thing that we're talking about, and that is just their reliance and their dependence on kicking the ball long for absolutely no reason at all, because all it does is just put your forwards under pressure. So Hollands does a really good job here to win this contest right now. Francis Evans, who just had the game of his life last night. Look at this. He looks up and he goes, we're going to kick long, we're going to kick long. No, lower the eyes. We're going to lower the eyes here. We're going to give the forward handball. And look at what that does. And when you give this handball, you bypass all of these Gold Coast defenders. Incredible. Great job. Now the ball comes out to Harry Mackay. You cannot kick the ball in this situation, Harry, because you are in the middle of the ground. The furthest this ball is going to go is about 45 metres out from goal. One, when you get the ball around this situation, your forwards are not ready to mark the football. Your forwards haven't had time to work on their opponents. They haven't had time to lead. They haven't had time to get good body position. They don't know when the ball is coming in. So you have to give this next handball. Now, it looks like this next handball is going to be under pressure, but even this extra 20 metres is going to be able to get a kick deeper inside your forward 50, but it also just gives an extra 3 to 4 seconds for your forwards to work on their opponent. The issue is when Harry just kicks this ball long, it's just so frustrating as a Carlton fan because Ashton Moyer, who's working back towards goal, now has to play defender in this situation. He's not in an advantageous situation. Gold Coast get an intercept mark. You would be so frustrated if you're Michael Voss or a Carlton fan that you just fell into bad habits after bad habits after bad habits when you had all of the momentum. And this might be the worst of lot because Adam Saad does a really good job here to take the short options. George Hewitt doesn't kick long up the line, actively goes back, gives the handball, takes the game on to Gold Coast, takes them on. Look at this ability. Take on that initial pressure. Once you take on that initial pressure, now look at the Gold Coast players. They're all standing behind their Carlton opponent. But when Blake Acres gets his football, he's going to have one-on-ones going inside his forward 50. All he has to do is draw in, create the overlap, and give your forwards the time to work over their opponent and the chance in the air to win against their opponent. Now, the way you can do that is by giving the forward handball, because look at John Noble. He's looking at Blake Acres saying, I'm going to come at you. I'm going to pressure you. And that's exactly what he does. If you give this forward handball, it is such a simple thing. Now Fogarty has time to go forward. Fogarty has an open run towards goal. It's going to force either Hewlin to come in or Collins to come in. And now you get another forward handball. Or at the very least, he's going to have time with ball in hand that he's going to allow your Carlton forwards to get in prime position to receive this football. Because all of the Carlton forwards right now are running away from the person with the football because they're trying to establish position. So Blake Acres, give the forward handball for the love of everything in football, for the football gods. Give this forward handball because it opens up so much for your team. But as soon as you just kick a grubber, look, as soon as you just kick a grubber, all of your forwards are now not in an advantageous situation. You give the opportunity for the Gold Coast defenders who are completely out of position to get this stoppage, to get this football, and now you cannot kick a goal from the perfect transition. You'd just be so frustrated as a Carlton fan watching that going, we've done all the hard work and we've ruined it with the last step. I'm getting frustrated and I'm just watching the thing. And it's not just the fact that you made those mistakes that's frustrating. It's the fact that we know that you can not make those mistakes, if that makes sense. So look at this. Bang. Carlton win a contest on the wing. Beautiful. Get the forward handball to Paddy Cripps. Now in this situation, this is where Harry Mackay, this is where Blake Acres blasted the football. But look at that. He's going to draw in both of these defenders. John Noble again has come off his man in Frankie Evans to come up and provide pressure. This is perfect. This is the perfect situation for Paddy Cripps. Now, Paddy Cripps, you can either give the handball here or you can give the long handball to Frankie Evans. And why do we give forward handballs in this situation? Again, it is the exact opposite of what I've just said. So Frankie Evans now has time. So now when Frankie Evans looks up, he has time to make a really good informed decision. Look at where the forwards are. They're actively at the start of their leads. Because of that forward handball, they had time to work over their opponents. Now they've created separation. So when Frankie Evans looks up, he has genuine options going inside forward 50. So it gives time to the person with the football, but it also gives time to the next receivers of the football. And that all comes from just a very simple forward handball. And now you get entries like this, where Harry Mackay is taking uncontested marks inside your forward 50. How often do we see Harry Mackay take an uncontested mark inside forward 50? Not that often, but it only happens when they have good ball movement. And good ball movement comes from forward handball. Take the pressure on, get the forward handball going, give time to the person with the football, and give time to the people receiving the football. Make life easy for your forwards. It is so simple. This is like two polar opposites within 3 minutes of each other. One is just a coach killer, and the next is one that just gives hope to all of your fans. So we saw the effort from the young people. We've seen that they can make good decisions going inside forward 50, and they just got let down moment after moment after moment. The effort was there. There was some really good decisions, and then just some bad habits just crept into their game in a little bit towards the end. But there is a little bit of hope for Carlton. But if you like this video, please subscribe. If you want to see anything else about tactics or teams or players or specific players or anything like this, we can just discuss something. Feel free to drop it down in the comments. But I will see you tomorrow. It was a quick one. Cheers.